from Sauce All on Me says, I know Coach is a huge New Mexico State fan and admits that that's sarcasm. Coach, are you pulling for them in prime time in ESPN against UMass?
Is that who's playing in the pillow fight of the week?
That's the question. I can go look up the line if you'd like for me to.
I can just tell you the story about New Mexico. We won't even have a joke. This is New Mexico State. I'm doing a game for ESPN2, and New Mexico State does not have a press box elevator. And I didn't know that they had a guy down there that would take in a golf cart and drive you up this ramp to the place. I just knew that I needed to get my ass up there because we're getting ready to do the show, preliminary show, and it's going to be about 15 minutes from there. So I started hoofing it up there, and you can't imagine the atmosphere there. I don't know how many above sea, but I mean, I'm about halfway up the ramp, and I'm taking the gas, man. I mean, I'm in pretty good shape. This is like 15 years ago. And I'm thinking, good God, I'm going to have a heart attack on national television. And the problem on top of that, I'd eaten some heavy Mexican food about 2 hours before that. And, man, I had bad indigestion on top of everything. And so I didn't know if it was a heart attack or indigestion, but I'm just thinking I can't run anymore if I'm late. So I walked on up there, and the guy said, "Didn't you take the cart?" I said, "What cart?" So New Mexico State, I hope they got a press box elevator now, but if they don't, it was a terrible experience for the old coach getting to that press box. Terrible.
Question from Coach, this is one of your favorites. Big Fatty 94. Who are some players on your radar that may not be on fans' radars right now?
From Georgia?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fans' radar is, so it's a good question, but some young guys that I feel like can really make contribution. Jordan Hall on defense, Harris, the corner. I mean, I got my roster here today, and I was going to give you a one-word sentence on a lot of these guys here. How much time we got?
Oh, we got time to do what you want to. I'll give you a name that I've just heard good things about in the last couple of weeks. That's Jared Wilson. I think he's ready to go.
Jared Wilson, of course. I mean, good player. Troy Bowles, good player. Roderick Robinson has come along. Nyland Green is really stressing to have a chance to be number one corner. Roseby St. Jacks, you can't say much more about him. He's a player, special teams. Kendall Milton got to get healthy. Munden got to get healthy. Laster got to get healthy. All three of these guys are really good, among the best players in the country if they're healthy. Like the guy that couldn't say his R's. A1, you better say your pues. If those three guys are playing. Andrew Paul, I'm really happy with his development. He's come back. Delpa's got even more chance now with Lucky out to play even more. He was going to play anyhow. That takes care of 1 through 4. So maybe next week we'll do some more. But I could go Rah Thomas. I'm a Rah fan. Raylan Wilson has been hurt. Everett really looks like that guy. At the other corner, maybe Julio Humphreys might be that guy. I'm not sure who this guy is here. Okay, next on here is Dominic Lovett. We can't say enough about him. Marvin Jones Jr., number 7 in your program, number 1 in your heart. Lawson Lucky's hurt, but he's going to be a good player. Jonel Aguero, I mean, this guy is stronger than Aunt Mary's breath. Has a little problem with his hamstring, Kirby said. Meeks is out for a little bit. Rhett has had a good fall. He's starting to come on as a safety. And then Dumas Johnson, preseason All-American. So that takes you 1 through 10.
Why did we even do the rest of the show, Roddy? Why didn't we just start with that?
Should just open with it. Well, he didn't tell us he was going to do that. We just open it, coach, go, explain, run 1 through 10. We'll have it good. So
that's okay. That tells you about him, doesn't it?
I mean, I wanted that sooner is the way that, like, as a producer, I feel like I have failed our audience. I just coach football, go.
No, So what Coach is just doing, he's running 0-0, 1-1, 2-2. Those single-digit numbers are always going to be some really, I don't say reserved for star players, but you got to represent if you're going to be a 3 or 5 or 7. That's and guys will say, hey, I'll sign with you, but I want a guaranteed single number. And we see that in recruiting all the time. And it's like, I imagine Kirby's like, look, if you're going to come in and be number 3, you damn sure better earn it. And going 0 through 10 there,
yeah.
That's a murderer's row of talent.
Tyler Williams has come on. He didn't do that much in the spring, but doing better. Arian Smith, I think, is going to have a huge year.
The other 11's pretty good too.
Jalen Walker, we can't say enough about him. He did a good job with the interview the other day. Julio Humphrey, I say he's going to maybe be the starter. It's between him and Everett. Vandergrif's had a good camp, and he's a heck of a player. Could play for a lot of teams. Zeed Haynes, come on, that guy's got really good ability. Just got to get on the field. Michael Williams is probably among the best players in the country. Is coming off an injury. Really impressive player. David Daniel, really, really solid back there, backup safety. Gunnar Stockton, everybody's talking about Stockton, but really has shown a lot of improvement. Carson Beck, give him a lot of credit for hanging in there and winning the job. I look for a big year out of him. Harris is another receiver that you haven't heard about. Harris, a good DB too that we haven't talked about near as much as we had number 4. The other, what's number 4? The other Harris kid, the corner. So that's enough for me. I'm losing my mind here. I can't.
A few questions that we have left from Cajun Dog. I've seen comments about Carson Beck making some plays with his legs, buying some time. Can you describe his mobility a bit more?
He's good enough to get out of trouble. That's not one of his strong suits, but he knows how to avoid the rush. He knows where the pressure's coming. Part of a quarterback's MO is to avoid by moving in the pocket, which he can do good enough. He's not – I would say he's more agile than JT for sure, but that's not his strong suit. But he knows where the pressure's coming, and he's got a good delivery, good release. So he's capable of avoiding the rush, that's for sure. He's just not a real threat to run the ball.
From Moultrie Dog, Coach, what are your thoughts on Dion Sanders and his approach at Colorado? Will he win there with time?
I think they're going to have to give him time because I just don't see any way with that schedule they got this year that they're going to win big. Completely revamped squad, that's for sure. He's got some really good players, that Hunter kid, some of those guys. But if they win more than 3 games this year, I'll be really surprised.
From PC Pup, after every touchdown, Brock Bowers goes immediately to the sideline phone. Is he ordering wings? If he's talking to coaches, what's there to discuss at that time?
Yeah, the guys that go to the sideline to talk on the phone or talking to their position coach in the press box. Otherwise, you go over and see your position coach. Most linemen will be over there with Coach Searles or Coach Hartley's in the press box, and part of that is to assist Coach Bobo or in the past Coach Munkin with telling them about the defense as he's getting ready to call the play, but also monitoring the special teams. He's got a direct line in to Coach Smart on all the special teams too. So, but they have a separate phone that's not with the headsets. That's just a telephone that we call a player phone that the assistant coaches call and talk to the players because you don't want it on the headset where everybody else is talking and all. So he's basically tells him, I'll basically tell you what goes on between Brock and Hartley. Good job, Brock. 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 What else are you going to tell the guy?
Thank you for scoring again.
He said, that was really ridiculous. You got tackled on the 2-yard line. You had one more step and you'd have got another touchdown. No, essentially what they tell them. I don't want is, hey, good job, but look, when we're running this, they're trying to banjo you. That means double cover, one guy inside out. Or when we're doing this, they're playing outside leverage. So you might stem the guy up a little bit more or step on his toes, what we call, get close enough to him, step on his toes, and then he can't take away the outside or inside. You square him up, stem him up. Or, hey, they're playing a four-eye tackle, and that four-eye tackle he thinks going inside, but he's slanting outside on the double team. So you're going to have to stay a little bit longer on him before you go to the next level to block the linebacker on the outside zone or whatever it might be. Those are some tips there.